Hey guys, so today I want to talk about Explosive Chain Battle. Now the reason why I want to specifically talk about this mode today is because it has almost been exactly 1 year since this mode released. This mode came out, according to the Dokkan Wiki, on May 1st, 2020. It is currently April 20th is when I'm recording this video. So, pretty much approaching a year since this event came out. And people have some pretty strong opinions about this mode. It's interesting, they obviously took a big risk with this mode. They didn't really know, I guess, how people would react to it. They've only really done this one other time in the game that I can remember, and that was with, Battlefield 1.0 or Explosive Clash 1.0 on JP. That mode actually never came to global, and it was just a completely different playstyle to what you're used to, or you were used to, in the game up until that point. And this is a similar experience, I think. So let's go ahead and take a look over on Twitter. I actually created a poll for people to respond to. We got a little bit over 18,000 responses to the poll, so a lot of people responded. It's nowhere close to the amount of people that play this game in terms of the total population, so don't think this is like a definitive, opinion of what people think about this mode in totality. It's just a little snapshot of, the people that follow me on Twitter and decided to answer the poll. So basically wanted to get people's opinions on the mode, and since it's been a year, I think it's pretty I think it's a pretty ample amount of time for people to sort of gather their thoughts on the mode and come to a solid conclusion about what they think about it. So here are the results. 8% of people say I enjoy it. Basically 56% of people say I do not enjoy it. 24% say I'm indifferent, and then 11.8, so basically 12% of people said that I've never attempted it. Now, just looking at this, the results to this poll, it's pretty alarming, I would say. I wonder how they really judge, in terms of the development team, I wonder how they really judge, like, if they've successfully done this mode justice or not. And the biggest thing that I see when I see the results of this poll, the one thing that jumps out to me, is that there are more people that have never attempted the mode than say that they enjoy the mode. That is, like, catastrophic in my opinion. 8%, so let's just 18,000 responses, 10% of 18,000 is 1,800, so a little bit less than that. I guess like 1,500 people, let's just round to. About 1,500 of the 18,000 people that voted say they enjoy it, and then 55,000, half of 18,000 is 9,000, add a little bit more, so like 9,500 people say they do not enjoy it. So about 1,500 people say that they do enjoy it, and then like 9,500 people say that they do not enjoy it. That's also very alarming. So overall, I would say that the general consensus when it comes to people enjoy this mode is the answer is no. The answer is they do not enjoy this mode. And I think when it comes down to and sort of how they've handled it in terms of the initial release and then the follow-up on it, there's two things I want to sort of talk about here. The first thing is, I actually was pretty optimistic about this mode when it came out. Them trying something new is something that I really, really admire. And I said the same thing when Dokkan Battlefield 1.0 came out, but that was way back during, like, right after the 2nd year anniversary. So the game still was fairly young at that point, and they had a lot of room to grow. So, them trying new things back then is pretty, not out of the question. But now we're, this mode was created after the 5th year anniversary. So there was, a definitive and, like, tried and true method that this game went through, and they were sort of in their groove at the point when this mode came out. So they didn't have to release this mode. They just did it because, maybe they wanted to spice things up or try something different. And I thought it was pretty cool. It's been a year since this mode has come out, and the one thing that I would say for sure that disappointed me a lot is the fact that they have not even attempted to fix the problems in this mode. I think, the mode's going to have problems, right? It's every new thing that they try and do, there's going to be a few things that are, good about it, a few things that are bad about it. But if we take a look at sort of how they've handled the backlash, not really backlash, but the criticism of the mode, and if people like it or don't like it, the one thing I will point to, and this actually blows my mind that this actually did happen. Since this mode has come out, there has not been a single survey about this mode at all. They actually did a survey, Dokkan did, about the 6th year anniversary. They've done one about the Worldwide Download Celebration. And, none of those surveys, at least the ones that I can remember, directly addressed Explosive Chain Battle. Now, I don't think there actually was an Explosive Chain Battle for the 6th year anniversary, so maybe that's why they didn't ask about it there, but just a really, really odd thing for them not to at least ask about it, because how else are they going to be able to judge if people like it or not? They're going to see, you know, responses on social media about it. Maybe they just hear about people talking about it in YouTube videos, so they keep up with that. So there's ways for them to really know about it, but nothing would even come close to the amount of direct feedback they could gather from, you know, just throwing out a poll, having people respond, or a survey or a poll or whatever, through their app, because they've released surveys in this game before, and not a single question, let alone dedicated survey to this mode. So either they don't care or they think it's fine, which is a little bit alarming to me. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through some of the comments that I received in this Twitter thread, and we're going to just sort of see what people say about it, and I'll give my thoughts and feedback on what people are talking about here. I feel like if there was a global health bar to take down, and depending on our damage, everyone gets the same reward. It's actually kind of how Legends does their raid events, which is fine. I don't know how it would exactly work for Chain Battle. Would that even matter for Chain Battle? Everyone would get the same rewards. Everyone getting the same rewards is kind of disincentivizing people to actually try hard, I think. So I don't know if that would work, but maybe a similar approach to how Legends of the raid battles might work a little better than the way they have set up right now. I enjoyed the first time I play it, and then it just stopped because it's not that fun, especially when I got to run different units. It's something that they could have done way better. I think a lot of the criticism that I see coming out of people giving, you know, feedback on the mode is that the units that they have set up to be like the special units or the special categories are always super limited, right? So if you have like the one going on right now is Pycon and Janemba and like Majin Vegeta. So if you don't have Pycons to use, like you just can't do the mode, which is really dumb. I think they should offer some kind of, you know, if you don't have the units, you can at least, maybe you could rent certain units. This is a very outdated example, but in Pokemon Stadium, if you were challenging the modes in Pokemon Stadium, if you didn't have like the Game Boy games for Pokemon Stadium, for Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow and stuff like that, you could rent Pokemon that the game would provide to you to use. I feel like similar to that, this game could offer you know, units like Pycon units. If you didn't have Pycon units, they would give you like some default Pycon units, like how they offer friend leads for Super Battle Road, to make it easier for you to actually attempt the mode. And I think that's something that they could look at doing for Chain Battle as well, like a support list of characters that could pop up that are just like a default list of characters, or maybe even an attack. If you don't have Pycon, for example, or Janemba or whatever, like for the connectors or attacker, they could offer maybe like a rental type of unit that you could borrow for that. I'd rather grind Prime battles than trying to do Explosive Chain Battle. Most likely it's hard for most free-to-play players like me because we're out there trying to get a better score than the rest, or we might need certain characters waiting on reset. I actually think that Chain Battle is a pretty free-to-play friendly mode. Might sound a little bit weird, but it's mostly dependent on your friends list, right? It's not really dependent on what you have access to. I've seen a lot of people get super, super high scores and end up on the leaderboard without having, like, you know, super whaled out connectors or attackers. It's mostly due to your friends, but I will say on the other hand that you know, being a whale makes it much easier to get better friends, right? Or friends that have access to better supporters. So I understand that does play a factor in that as well. Honestly, I do enjoy it for the competitive aspect and of course the rewards, but it doesn't seem very fair. Some rounds with free-to-play players definitely need some changes, but I don't think it was a bad idea at all. Yeah, I agree. I don't think the idea was bad. I think, again, the concept and the fact that they were trying something different, I do think that that's a really good thing for the game. But the thing that really bothers me is the fact that they just have never attempted to like change things that were bad about it or improve it in any way. They didn't even ask people what they felt about it. So it's like, how do they even know what to change about it? It is strange. If you don't have well friends, you can't really stay at top 1%, but I'm fine with the game mode itself because it adds different value to units. Yeah, like Pycon units. Like, when are you ever going to use Tech Pycon? Right? I mean, eventually he's going to get an easy A at some point, right? But Tech Pycon is somebody you would never use for any normal event in the game. But he's obviously going to be useful for this because of the fact that they made him a special unit, which is true. But yeah, the Whale Friends thing is also true too. For me, it's only really bad when the advantageous characters or characters typical players doesn't run. If it was Saiyans or Terrifying Conquerors or something like that, most of the time then it can be a fun event because the rewards are good and the mode itself can be fun. So he's just saying like the boost units being characters that aren't as popular and units that people don't have make it harder for most players to access, which I do agree with that, but this is sort of contradictory to what I was talking about before, which is them making the boost units characters that are less represented or less used in the game adds more value to those units that otherwise wouldn't be able to do anything anyway. So you can view it, you know, either or. Then he brings up the rewards. And the rewards are something that, actually, I'm going to see if I can pull it up on the wiki. The wiki should definitely have a tab for this. Ranking. Here we go. So there's missions, and then, you know, there's actual ranking rewards. So the missions plus the ranking rewards, I'm going to consider just like as the general pool of rewards that you're going to be getting from this mode. I think for most players, you know, getting within the top 20% is pretty feasible, I would say. I don't really know what the cutoff is for this specific chain battle we're in right now, but I think that's, you know, a pretty feasible area for most players to be able to get to. Just, you know, considering that a lot of people apparently don't even play the mode at all. So even if you look at the 1% rewards, I would say that these rewards are definitely really good, but it's not something where if you don't get the 1% rewards, you're like really missing out on a lot. It's definitely not the case. It's not like World Tournament where if you don't get, you know, top 100, if you get like a top 5,000 as opposed to like top 100, you're getting like such a wide difference of rewards. It's ridiculous. But if you look at like, I don't know, 10%, let's say you ended up in the 6 to 10% bracket, right? You're only getting 20,000 less emblems, which is actually not that much less. You're getting a lot less Kais. You're getting 7 less Kais, and then orbs, you're getting, you know, maybe not even, you're still getting more than half that you would get for 1%. So it's honestly not that big of a difference, 6 to 10% as opposed to 1%. I mean, obviously you would prefer to get more rewards, right? But overall, I would say that the emblems are actually pretty overrated, the value of these emblems. Skill orbs, I still maintain my opinion to this day that skill orbs, the skill orb system is the worst system they've ever implemented into this game. It's complete, I don't want to say what I want to say, but it's horrible. And I think over the course of the past 2 chain battles, I have not gotten a single usable skill orb. When I say usable skill orb, I mean like level 5 attack for bronze, level 3 to 5 crit additional for silver or gold. So it's been very, very bad luck for me. And I don't like the fact that it's RNG to get the skill orbs, even when you get top 1% rewards. Like I'm getting 5,000 emblems, but even though I'm getting 5,000 emblems, I could get, you know, like 20 amazing skill orbs, while someone else down the road might not even get one might not even get one good one. I think they should potentially look into creating some sort of system where you can combine lesser used skill orbs to create better ones. Like for example, I probably have like 50 skill orbs that are like level 1 attack or for bronze for a certain typing. I'm never going to use those, so like what's the point of having those in the game? So at some point I think they should probably look into giving skill orb system a revamp or something like that, where you can actually combine multiple lesser skill orbs into better ones. Let's see what else we got here. If in chain battle they were to give us better categories to work with, it would be a more enjoyable game mode, but without that, the game mode loses a lot of its enjoyment, making it really boring game mode in all honesty. I mean, it's definitely not that fun. I would definitely say that as well. It all comes down to pretty much how you, I guess, build your team and your support lineups. If your support lineups suck, then you just have to wait for the next reset, right? So the way the support lineups works is every 30 minutes it will reset your lineups that you have access to for your friends. So what I would do is I would log into the game. Let's say at like, I don't know, 10 a.m. I would log into the game and check my support lineups that the game's offering me. If the lineup sucks, I would wait until 10:30, check again, and then keep doing that every 30 minutes. Until I find a support lineup that works for me, that looks really good, and then I'll basically keep using that lineup. I'll refresh the thing to get good attackers that the game gives me during the actual mode itself. But yeah, I wouldn't really consider it to be a super fun or interactive mode. That's true. The game does a poor job of explaining how to increase the damage and makes you rely on trial error approaches. Yes, that's definitely true. The explanation that the game does give you when you first start the mode, I think, is very poor. They don't do a good job of telling you like how things work, like how the connectors work, how the support works, how the attacker works. And there is like a list, and that goes down the list of like, you know, this means this and this means this. But like, I think they should have a tutorial for this mode specifically that shows you and runs you through maybe like 1, 2, or even 3 attempts at the mode itself. And they're like, this is why you got this score, and it breaks it down for you, or this is why this happened, or this is why this happened, and then it'll explain to you in greater detail how things work, because that would make it a lot easier to understand. But overall, that is pretty much everything we have here. I don't want to go too long on this video reading responses. let me know down below what you guys think about this mode. Again, my biggest issue with it is the fact that they just have yet to even reach out to the community about their feedback for it, which is really, really bad in my opinion. It's been a year. It's been a year since this mode came out, and we have not gotten any sort of development team interaction with the player base in terms of even just a survey asking for feedback. They could even make a Twitter post on the JP Twitter or the global Twitter saying, hey, if you have something to say about Chain Battle, or you want to give us feedback about Chain Battle or any sort of criticism about the mode, please leave a comment down below and let us know what you like about it, what you don't like about it, and they can use that feedback to improve the mode down the line, because right now it's just people really don't like it. So I'm going to leave it at that. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will see you all in the next one.